Hello, I'm Jodi Ginsberg of Ginsberg Law Offices. Today I want to address some things that we see a great deal of, and that is when folks get injured, they seem to find themselves in many cases getting fired very soon after the injury. Employers tend to think that if a person gets injured at work and then they fire you, that they're not going to be responsible for your injury, and that is simply not true. If you get hurt at work, if you have an injury that arises out of or is aggravated by your work, and you properly and timely report it within 30 days of the injury date, and it is a compensable claim and something that happened at work, then whether you get fired or not is not going to make that claim go away, and it's not going to make that injury go away. Now, clearly the claim needs to be filed with the State Board of Workers' Comp within 1 year of the injury date, and things need to get moving, and we need to get you to the proper doctors. But just because they fire you does not mean that the claim disappears. And similarly, with regard to that, we see so many people who are fired after working for the employer and being good employees. All of a sudden, they get injured, and the employer comes up with reasons, and I put those in quotes, for firing you. We recently had a claim where a lady was a CNA, and she's working for her employer and doing a very good job from everything we could tell. She was getting raises. She was named Employee of the Month several times. She was doing a good job. And she injured herself lifting and moving a patient, and she wound up reporting that injury. She did that on, say, day one. She felt the pain. She kept working with the patient because she had to. She had to care for him. She was then off on day 2 and day 3 because those were her off days. And then she came back to work on day 4 and continued to do her regular job and continued to have pain. She actually injured her shoulder and her left arm lifting this male patient up. And she went and told her supervisor what had happened. And on day 4 or 5 after the accident, they decided they were going to fire her because she violated policy. And what was the policy that she violated? That she did not report her injury on day 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that the law gives you 30 days to give notice of the claim, give notice of the injury, to your supervisor. So she did everything she could. She got injured, she tried to work through it, she had her days off, she tried to rest, she came back to work, she continued to do her regular job, and the arm and shoulder pain continued to get worse and worse, and she provided that notice to her employer within 4 or 5 days of the accident. No problem. She was completely within her rights in the law, but the employer decided that they were going to fire her. There was no other basis for it, and they thought that maybe they could just get rid of her. So please be very, very aware of what the law is. Be very aware of providing notice to your employer timely of the accident. And when you have a question about when you should provide notice, how you should provide it, what doctors you should see when you have an injury, why am I being fired? Please feel free to give us a call. We're more than happy to speak with you about your situation. We're more than happy to handle the workers' compensation situation for you and go from there in terms of any other issues that might have arisen. You can reach me at 770-351-0801, and I'll be more than happy to speak with you. Thank you. Hi, this is Jodi, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about all rights and benefits available to you under the Georgia Workers' Injury Laws, I'd like to invite you to download my Georgia Workers' Compensation Survival Kit that I created for folks just like you. Some of the topics I cover include: can I get fired for filing a work injury claim? 8 critical mistakes to avoid. Is it true that the insurance company will hire a private investigator to follow me around and videotape my activities? What happens when the insurance company is late with my weekly wage payments? 7 specific tactics I recommend to maximize your case settlement value. If you or a loved one needs to maximize your recovery from your Georgia workers' compensation claim, you'll find this Survival Kit important reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit my website and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now, and as always, I wish you the best.